Good afternoon, boys and girls. It's the Day Master here. And yes, we're back again with another video. I have a good topic for you gentlemen today. Let me tell you what I've been noticing with the most recent trend in a lot of these conversations. All you have to do is just sit back and just gather and just listen. What I noticed with women of today, anytime a conversation is held about a man being either the the man having the dominant position or having the most leverage in the situation, let's say a marriage, et cetera, et cetera. I've seen women argue the point when men simply say, hey, how about let's just try marrying before we have the child. Do you know what most women's rebuttal is going to be? He can still leave, even though the data shows over 80% of the women in marriages, which leaves about maybe a 12 to 15% window, maybe less than that a man would leave a marriage. Women the very first thing that comes out is a worst case scenario. He can still leave. When the data shows overwhelmingly that the women leave marriages. She will argue what makes the most absolute sense as a worst case scenario. Men change. He can come in and do anything. He can turn into a devil. And you notice this? Just pay attention when you get in just look at the man being in the best shape, in the best position to marry a woman, the best position from his job, from his looks, his value, everything lines up. She's still gonna find a small percent, and I'm gonna tell you how this takes place and plays a role in her real life dating experiences. He meets all of the metrics, and you've seen these. They have videos of this floating around. The woman will still find something wrong with him to disqualify him. She'll still find something wrong, and I'll tell you why she does that. Women do that, and I'll show you how they do it on the other side as well. Look at how she dates. She's dating for the 1% guy that, is going to have that 1% that she disqualifies this guy for having the 99%. He has everything across the board, but she's going to find a 1% item to disqualify him or to make this scenario not realistic, or to either disqualify him or to minimize his position in the situation. It's always the worst case scenario. We did a segment a while back and talking about polygamy and if I would have to have the house in my name and I'll be married to him legally, contractually. So when I can leave and have the baby will be legally tied to my name. When you listen to this, they have all of these elaborate plans to leave a situation in which they more likely will never be in the first place, but don't have the first plan of action how to get in the situation. Have all of the elaborate loopholes to look for. I'm going to get a prenup notarized by the state and the magistrate, and I'm going to go under 2 years before it defaults. And you hear all this elaborate bullshit planning on how to leave a situation that they've conjured up in their mind that they may be in one day, which is why the plan is so elaborate, but don't have the first plan of how to get a man that would put them in a situation. So just think about this. Women have all of these escape plans because the men are not the ones with the commitment issues. The women are. You look at the divorce. See, a lot of trickery has been placed in the minds of men and women in America, mostly men, and that is really to cower down. They've taught men to cower down and to bend knee to women's will, or you won't get any tonight. Or you can't see your children. No, this is a new day. See, we're upon a new era. Well, men are sacrificing their own legacies to ensure the completion of the mission. And women just think they're just going to keep doing that same roundabout 1-2 bullshit that's been getting them by. that's just been coasting them along every month, every week. It's a new dick you're talking about. It's a new boo every year. You swap them out like cars. And let me guess. This third one in 2 years is the one. No, I'm sorry. This fifth one in 2 years is the one, because we know you have two sneaky link situationships that don't nobody know about, or that you think no one knows about. These elaborate escape plans and worst case scenarios to ensure that I don't comply, or to make sure I don't concede on my own ego, because that's really what it is about. The woman cannot concede. She cannot submit because her ego. She's been built, and her ego has been also. She's built herself upon her ego, which is why you have the 350s thinking they're the 140s. You know, I told you guys, I'm on these dating apps and I see the behavior. And again, this is just research purposes. I'm not on these dating apps the same reason the women are on these dating apps. But they will convince themselves that we are on this app for the same reason. Once you go to that dating app, ladies, you're 80% off by default. It's over. And we know this. It's a wrap. You don't, because in your mind, you're the shit in the vibes, right? But we know once you hit that dating app, it's easy pickings. We can pretty much date the way you date. It's a numbers game, and no one can see the rejections, the unread messages. No one can see those L's. So in her mind and in his mind, they don't count. But this escape plan mindset, this worst case, this is from the woman who cannot submit because she is not monogamous. She only wants monogamy when it benefits her. That's the only time she wants monogamy. Look at her dating life. Well, I can wait, and you got to have fun, explore. And I'm just too young. I haven't done anything. Okay. That done anything or doing that. What that sums up is that she hasn't explored enough dicks to find out what she likes, i.e. her preferences. So when she develops said preferences, that's going to be the standard. And what she's going to do is she's going to get to that level, and she's going to think each and every man that comes to her life after that one goes into the shitter is going to be on the same caliber. And she's going to start chalking up bodies. This is why the body count conversation is so triggering to women, because they know they had to go through a trial of dicks that didn't measure up to the one that satisfies them. So what I like to call them is dead bodies. The dead body is basically the body that she has that she think no one knows about. Myself, I have friends that I'm like, oh yeah, for real? No one knows. And no one would even think such a thing. They have the dead bodies. But yes, this escape plan, again, women have become uncommittable, even if that's a word. They're not able to commit because we're not monogamous creatures by nature. We just practice monogamy. The reason why a lot of men are able to stay in these relationships more so than the women is because men tend to invest more. And so it's a protection of their investment, i.e. the house. This is why women go for the first thing they go for in divorce is the house. That's the first thing. She wants to make sure she has room and board secured. I think you had a situation with Exhibit where his ex-wife was trying to get him to pay the mortgage or the whatever note on a house that she moved her new boyfriend into. See, what you'll do once you speak and start researching and studying how women speak about men and what they truly feel about men, you're transitioning. The way you deal with women is going to be very, very simple. That's why now, again, we're in a new age. There's no more of the bartering shoo bullshit. There's no more of the tap dancing, trying to get the cut. That is over with, ladies. It's almost like it's a trend that has been worn out. That day is over. You're welcome. You brought us here. It's going to be dealing with women from a position of sheer dominance. It won't be no negotiating, no dating. It won't be any of that unless she earned it or earns it. I don't see these. I go out to eat all of the time. I don't see these women on these dates. because they're not happening. There's an actual reset going on in this situation, the escape plan, mindset, the worst case. These women already have a plan. I did a video last year, maybe 2 years ago. She goes in the front door looking for the back because she's wasted a lot of time. So she's trying to expedite a process that can't be expedited. She's trying to quick pay something. No. That is not how this works, ma'am. I'm sorry to tell you. The relationship part is on the man. The sex part and the having the child is on you. You don't get to dictate. You have no power in the relationship negotiations. I know America has conditioned you to think so, but again, we're in a new era. That is a dead language. And America is preparing for that. Some of these things that you're seeing in today in the news is not of happenstance. They know this day was coming. They know the fall of the economy and the family system was on its way because they designed it. It was designed for this to happen. But a lot of women, they just don't have a clue. And again, once you remove your emotional investment, I don't want to be a nice guy. I'm going to be. No. That day is over. The day of having her feelings, because she's not going to take your feelings into consideration if the dream guy was to come along and swoop her up. She's not going to give a damn about you. So once you move your emotional investment from dealing with women, you'll be better off. You're going to move swiftly and freely. You won't have that weight of trying to be the nice guy. Do she think I'm a bad guy? I don't give a fuck what she thinks anymore. And neither should you. Because, again, just look at the conversation, look at the podcast. They tell you how they feel about you. Hell, they even show you how they feel about you based upon how they present themselves to you. So, again, ladies, you've ran amok for quite some time. Congratulations. You did a lot of nothing to get back here to where it's going to be very, very difficult. But yes, this is the escape plan mindset. A lot of the time you see these women with these elaborate plans and how to get out, and even women coaching women how to get a millionaire, a six-figure guy, as if the guy is not going to research and look at those same videos. Foolish. So she's going to continue to prance about and just keep her. She's going to stay in that middle. Well, I wasn't put here to be a wife and have kids. So if I do, I do. If I don't, I don't. See, they play that middle ground because they don't want to sway too far to the right to where they show they're really invested in it. If it fails, they don't want to F in the port card. So they stay right in that middle sweet, in that sweet ground, to where if it happens, they can make it seem like they made it happen. And if it doesn't happen, they can seem like they didn't put any effort in it to make it happen. See, the cat is out of the bag, ladies. We've broken you down all the way to the molecules in the fabric. We've broken you down because you've given us so much information, because your ego is so crazy, you cannot hold the secrets in. You cannot hold your tongue. But you guys let me know what you think about her escape plan. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe, hit that notification bell. Stay tuned for more videos. It's the Date Master.